Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk about the art of the Spanish language and the important things, the benefits of learning Spanish or learning a second language, and why is it useful in the future to learn a second language. The reason I chose this topic is because I'm from Mexico and I really enjoy spending my time to teach other people my own language and to learn their own language as well. Spanish is the most spoken language between Romance languages. In other regions, the number of speakers and in the number of countries in which that language is the most important language that comes from Latin. There are more than 400 million native speakers around the world. The pronunciation and use of Spanish at the oral level varies by country, but the differences from other regions are not so important to make the language not understandable to speakers of different regions. Unlikely, there is no single Spanish accent spoken around the world. There are multiple dialects and accents of Spanish due to the expansion of the language in different regions. Firstly, I would like to talk about the origin of the Spanish language. The history of the Spanish language started with the common Latin of the Roman Empire, with that of the central area of Hispania. After the fall of the Roman Empire in the 5th century, the influence of the Latin culture in the common people slowly became less. In the 8th century, the Muslim invasion of the Iberian Peninsula introduced to the creation of two different zones. In Al-Andalus, the Romance dialects surrounded with a Mozarabic term were spoken, as well as the languages of the invading minority Arabic and Berber. In the era where Croatian kingdoms are created a few years after the beginning of Muslim influence, a different change continues, in which several Romance processes appear: Catalan, Navarrese Aragonese, Castilian, Asturian Leon, and Galician Portuguese. Secondly, I wanted to talk about the reasons of why Spanish is one of the most important languages in the world. Spanish is the third most spoken language in the world, after Mandarin Chinese and English. Almost 470 million people have it as their native language. Those with limited competence and students of Spanish as a foreign language, it exceeds 548 million. For demographic reasons, the percentage of the population of the world that speaks Spanish as a native language is increasing, while the distribution of Chinese and English speakers is decreasing. In 2014, 6.7% of the population of the world was Spanish-speaking. It is also supposed that in 2030, Spanish-speaking people will reach 7.5% of the world's population. And thirdly, I want to tell you the 10 basic things to say in Spanish whenever you're traveling or conversing with other people. You have to say hola, which means hello. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Muy bien. Very good. Gracias. Thank you. Bienvenido or bienvenida. Welcome. Because in Spanish, we have male and female versions for a lot of words and sentences. Buenos días. Good morning. Buenas tardes. Good evening. Buenas noches. Good night. ¿Qué haces? What are you doing? And vámonos. Let's go. And in my opinion, I want to give a reason why learning a second language will benefit you in the future. First one, employment opportunity will increase by speaking more than one language. Because the immigration population is expanding more every year, it is useful to help a coworker that probably doesn't speak that language well, and someone could support it and give him instructions in his native language. Second reason, it will benefit you to make more friendships by speaking their native language. You will attract more people and being more interesting to talk to, and that will result to have a positive life and having more interesting friendships with people from around the world. And I would like to thank you guys for taking your time for listening to my presentation, and have a nice day.